Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. This is a common saying that we've all heard while growing up, and it's even true to this day. If you wore a red suit and I don't say nothing, but I come to school the next day in that same suit, congratulations. I'm trying to be just like you.
He's right, you know.
It means I also admire you or appreciate you, but it could also mean something else. I'm really jealous of your ass also.
Woo!
I hate the fact that you got your stuff together. I hate the fact that you built this platform. And so since I can't be you, I might as well copy you and then try to throw sneak disses at you while I'm trying to be like you. People do it all the time in sports. People do it in politics. And of course, people do it all the time here on YouTube. And the king of the castle when he was living on the right was Charlie Kirk. And the reason how we knew this is because Charlie Kirk was literally going all around the country doing his debates in public. And when we saw Charlie Kirk doing it, guess who else we saw doing it? The difference between Charlie Kirk and Myron was they were on opposite sides of the fence. There were two different nuances. The first nuance was Myron was single and, you know, talking about clapping all these chicks' cheeks. Charlie Kirk was married. And then obviously Charlie Kirk was a supporter of Israel. And then Myron was not. And then thirdly, Myron was very close to Nick Fuentes, and Charlie Kirk hated Nick Fuentes. And Nick Fuentes has even admitted himself that people like Myron even risk their own channels by platforming him. So obviously there is no way that Charlie Kirk could like Myron because he was associated with the rise of Nick Fuentes.
He's right, you know.
And then there were the subtle shots that Myron would send towards Charlie Kirk's way.
I don't got a problem with Charlie Kirk, but if we're going to be real, and this is the realest no one will ever admit, y'all want to know who's responsible for red pilling the youth? It's Nick Fuentes, Andrew Tate, and Sneeko. That's what they won't tell you.
And then there's more.
People that are really responsible for red pilling the youth and making them be conservative are Andrew Tate, Nick Fuentes, and Sneeko. Those are the three guys that brought the youth to the right. It's not Charlie Kirk. It's not Ben Shapiro. It's not Daily Wire. It's not Steven Crowder. It's not Dan Bongino. It's none of these guys. It's not Benny Johnson. Not even me.
So there is Myron, who is basically saying that the people who really brought the youth to the right was not Charlie Kirk. Although Charlie Kirk was probably one of the most instrumental guys bringing people to the right. I mean, he had the numbers. He could sell out stadiums. I mean, it's just completely not true. But there is Myron taking a sneak diss at Charlie Kirk. And he done it again.
What Charlie's doing right now is he's like, kind of saying like, okay, I'm losing on Israel. I need something to like attack. So like, I'm going to do that. Because Zionists always come in, well, the Talmud was read by 20,000 rabbis. Like, it's so different. Ugh. So I don't even want to give them the oxygen. Because I know I could beat them off just geopolitical facts.
Right.
So
Which you don't want to distract the
yes, because as soon as I bring religion in, this is what Charlie Kirk does, by the way. When I watch Charlie Kirk debate, always uses religion, bro. He always does. Mm-hmm. And that's his strength. Oh, well, in the Bible, those who bless Israel, blah, blah. And since a lot of these people aren't like, you know, they might not be as versed in the geopolitical.
So there is evidence that Myron did not necessarily like Charlie Kirk that much, but we're going to continue because fast forward. Candace Owens and Myron recently had a podcast, and that podcast had a lot to do, well, with one person that we all know about. Charlie Kirk. He talked about feminism, Zionism, and who assassinated Charlie Kirk. Now, this is interesting because they talked about it in great detail.
The shooter, or the alleged shooter, you think they're a patsy?
Of course, they're a patsy. I mean, come on, it's so dumb. He wasn't even on campus that day. They can't show us one clear image, not even one. All of these cameras, Turning Point has everything in 4K. So shouldn't you have caught the shooter on the roof in 4K? Like, you had cameras everywhere that day. Every inch of that campus is covered.
So do you think that was someone else that was running across?
Absolutely.
It wasn't Tyler?
Absolutely. Okay. Someone that just sprinted. I don't even know if there was a person that sprinted that day because everyone's forgetting. There was also a news report that came out a week before that somebody was on the roof and a professor came out and waved the person. Now, they may have been dropping off a gun, dropping off a screwdriver. I don't know.
Because there's one video, like one of the students had panned out where he was running. But that person who took that video that I had to track down, military.
Now, I want to talk about this because Candace Owens swears up and down that her and Charlie Kirk were the best of friends. I mean, they're just so close. They were going to come back together and do all this stuff. She's releasing all these text messages, from 2018, 2019, and everything like that. What, in fact, they hadn't talked for years, right? But Candace Owens is going on saying that Tyler Robinson, the guy that got, arrested for killing Charlie Kirk, is not the real killer. The real killer is, somehow out there and all of this stuff. But she's talking about this with Myron. But wait, the Myron who is close to Nick Fuentes? So wait a minute. Candace Owens, who's defending her friend's legacy, she's trying to find the real, quote unquote, murderer. The people who really hurt her friend. Even without respecting, his wife, Erica. But she's going on this mission. And then she goes to the podcast for a guy who basically was trying to be like Charlie Kirk and who wanted to do what?
Is there anyone you would like to challenge or like to see speak on a college campus too?
Yeah, I'd be happy to, I think me and Nick Fuentes versus, Charlie Kirk and Ben Shapiro would be pretty good. We could talk Israel all day. Because I think this is a conversation that, traditional conservatives that are, in the right wing can no longer run from this topic. I think the Great Awakening is here. People are waking up to our greatest ally and how they don't really give us any strategic benefit, despite the claim that they do. And I think we need to have this conversation on one of the biggest stages. And yeah, dude, that's what I think. I think that'd be a great discussion, great debate.
He wanted to debate Charlie Kirk. With who? Nick Fuentes. A man that Charlie Kirk hated. Let me get back to Candace Owens. First of all, guys, this is YouTube. And I want to let you guys know, on YouTube, you have some of the fakest, phoniest people of all time on this platform. People who act like they're your friend, they really care about you, they're going to ride out with you. And, that's the thing that they do. It's very similar to what happened with Kevin Samuels. As you guys know, when Kevin Samuels passed, there were a few YouTubers who had a problem with Kevin Samuels. One of them was the Angry Man channel. Now, what the Angry Man channel did was after Kevin Samuels passed away, the Angry Man acted as if like he loved Kevin so much. Everything was okay. He was coming after Kevin every night on a live stream. Every chance he could get, trying to call Kevin Samuels a fraud. Now, Obsidian Media Network, Mumia Ali had Angry Man on a stream, and both of them are talking about Kevin while Mumia Obsidian Ali is trying to sell a book at $100 a pop called The Gospel of Saint Kevin, right? This book. And so the idea of all of this is how fake that is because Kevin Samuels didn't really like the Angry Man at all and damn near didn't like Mumia Obsidian Ali.
Damn.
But people want to go ahead and switch the narratives because people not loyal. So even though they know the person is dead and gone, would never deal with this person, they don't mind going around talking about them on podcasts to a person that's literally an enemy. And as we know, Charlie Kirk hated Nick Fuentes, and it was vice versa. And the person that helped put Nick Fuentes out there, he collaborated with him the most, he brought him out to a national audience, was Myron. There was no way that Charlie Kirk was going to be around Myron or Nick Fuentes. So if Candace Owens really loves her damn friend, why in the hell are you going to Myron Gaines and talking about your boy Charlie Kirk? If anything, you should go and talk about feminism and talk about whatever else. But no, you got to keep Charlie Kirk's name in your mouth because that's how you making hella money right now. And then you're going to help Myron make some money off of a person that he didn't even like. Myron is fake as hell. Remember that Myron was saying that, look, Charlie Kirk is not the person bringing people to the right. It's not him. Well, when Charlie Kirk passed away, what happened?
Guys, I need all of you
if you're watching right now, I need everybody to pray for Charlie.
You see how that fake ass crying he was doing? You see how that phony crying he was doing? And then it got so bad that another person who's a fraud, I would say myself, he's fake too, but he busted out Myron.
Jordan said that Myron was saying that he was officially.
But forget Myron. Same people that talk so much trash about him, now they want to say something about him.
Even Nick Fuentes put out a nice note, even though he shouldn't have after all the trash.
Shouldn't say it's just stupid.
Yeah, that's Brandon Tatum, because he understands the scam too. He's like, look, Myron is fake. Myron is phony. Forget Myron. All right. Why should we forget Myron? I'm going to tell you, because see, when Charlie was living, he wasn't hanging out with Charlie. He didn't know him. So why he crying? He just saying whatever he's saying now. But then you having Candace Owens having a podcast about Charlie Kirk. And I'll tell you like this, Myron hated Kevin Samuels too. When Kevin Samuels passed away, they did a live stream. All right. They did a live stream. Doing what? They did a live stream saying rest in peace, collected a whole bunch of super chats, didn't give their family no money, didn't give Kevin's family any money, while at the same time, Myron was calling Kevin Samuels everything but a child of God and a homosexual behind his back. And the same thing that Myron is doing right now, he don't care nothing about Charlie Kirk, but you know what? If he can grift off Charlie Kirk's legacy, sure. Anything to get a new fan base, all these guys want Charlie Kirk's fan base. That's why Myron is going around trying to copy his debate style, trying to copy, whatever he's doing right now. And Candace Owens, as long as it help her, she don't care. She walked right into that. It just goes to show you how fake, how phony people are on YouTube. You think people are fake in real life? Nah. The fakest people that are out there are content creators. As long as that money brings in some level of an AdSense check, it brings some clicks, it brings some views, they don't have no problem throwing somebody under the bus. It's several YouTubers right now, since 2022, they have dissed Kevin Samuels, said things dirty about Kevin Samuels. I will not work with them. I will not answer their calls. I will not talk to them, because you're not going to talk to that man and say that, oh yeah, bro, we should work together, when you was dissing my homeboy. No, he wasn't perfect, and neither am I, neither none of us. But at the same time, he didn't like you, okay? And then once he passed away, here you are talking about nice stuff about him and all that, and then trying to get back in contact with me. Hell to the nah. Keep that energy, keep it as you got it. Same thing with Myron. Myron, why you got people over there talking about Charlie Kirk now on your channel? As if people didn't know you was hating on Charlie. Now, you would have hated on him more, but he was so big in y'all little movement, you couldn't say too much about him. You know what I'm saying? You could only try to attack him intellectually, because going too hard on Charlie Kirk would have been a complete downfall for you. It would have been down bad. It would have been extra dusty. It would have been musty as hell, and you didn't want them problems. Everybody know you didn't want them problems. But now you out here super down bad. And I'm going to tell you the truth. It's disgusting. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Oshay Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.